Hi everyone, it's Paul back with you once again for another quick Ketron hints and tips video. Now this is the second little short video I've done just about the flexibility of this mix and match system of parts. And before I go into this little example, I just want to say something which I think is quite important. To actually achieve this, you don't need to be any great shakes as a player. You haven't got to be a virtuoso musician because you haven't actually got to play any of the parts. They're already there. The other thing is you don't have to necessarily have an in-depth music knowledge. It's actually a case of trial and error, and over a period you get to know what's likely to work and what's not likely to work. But part of the fun is giving it a go. And also, sometimes if you think out of the box a little bit, you're going to find some things that really, really work well. And that's what I'm going to show you on this little example now. So I'm using a reel style called Country Rock 1. Again, full of real musicians. Great style, goes like this. Okay, very lay down Sally, that sort of style. What do? We choose our country style and we go into view and modeling, and that's where we see the contents of our style. And having chosen the chord tab, I can see that the real chord that's being used is called Country Rock B. Now, I'm going to tap on that. Okay, now, if I want to listen to that on its own, let's start the style going. All we need to do is press the solo button and we can have a listen to it. This is where I'm going to think out of the box. Let's go through some of the pages. I'm going to choose a cha-cha. Now, is there any reason why a cha-cha will work in a country rock rhythm? Probably not, but let's give it a go. Let's listen to it on its own. We've got it soloed, so we'll start our rhythm. Let's bring the rest of the band back in. You know what? I think that really works, and it's given us something a little bit different. If we escape from there, just back to our chord changes, of course, when I go to variation C, we haven't changed that. It's going to go back to country rock just as we had it before. But when we go to part B, we've got something a little bit different in there. And I can still see that my live guitar slot is not being used at the minute. So I'm going to tap on that. And I'm going to go through my pages. Let's have a look at this. A fifth mute guitar. Again, let's solo it and have a listen. I think that's going to work. Let's bring the rest of the band in. I think that really works. What probably wasn't obvious, it was just a little bit of trial and error, and actually listen to the parts on their own, then bring the rest of the band in and see if it works. If I'm happy with that, even though I've only changed one variation, press save, press user style. If you want to give it a name so it's different, you do save as, and you give it your name, and you save it into an empty slot. It really, really is that easy. What a phenomenal bit of kit. The Ketron EVM module.